At the time I'm recording this video, the U.S. men's national team are just 10 days away from an actual competitive game. For all the months we have been talking about it, all the dozens of players that have put their hand up so that they could be part of this, what appears to be a very special squad. The squad that's going to get the U.S. back in the World Cup. Not only do that, but get them competing at the highest level. We're on that kind of trajectory. I don't want to be full of hubris here. I don't want to oversell it, but I'm really excited. They will have a game against Honduras on June the 3rd in Denver in the Nations League. And then we're off and running for a busy summer in 2021. Before they do that, they have a friendly against the Swiss. And we're going to preview that right now. This is the Soccer OG. Please hit the button. Subscribe. Do it now. Go on. Hit it. Be part of the family. We've got a lot of great stuff on the horizon on my little program here, which is not just on YouTube, the Soccer OG podcast. Check it right now. I'll be joined by George Metellus, who is with beIN Sports. We'll talk about the final round in Spain. We'll talk about the crazy stuff that is happening in South America around COVID and the Copa America. And he is a great on-air talent. He's also from Haiti. He'll talk about the challenges of getting in this business, being a black man in this business, and how we get more representation in that. Let's get to this game. So 27-man roster has been called up by Greg Berhalter. The game here is going to be Sunday, May the 30th in St. Gallen. The team that, the Swiss that the United States have met several times. This is a very good squad. And as you look at these four games, May the 30th, June 3rd, 6th, and then June the 9th, the U.S. are trying to imitate a World Cup schedule, cadence, where you have game. It's all worked out very well, and I want to give a lot of credit to Greg Berhalter because he's done very well with the selections, with the squads, with seeing as many players as possible and filling out this schedule. It's not just Greg doing it, obviously a lot of people here, and a lot of people were concerned. But we're going to see how he is in these really big games now. We'll have a better idea, but really the indicators are there that this is going to be very good. The Swiss are a team getting ready for the Euros, which will start in June. We'll have a preview of that here very soon. And they have been in 5 of the 7 Euros. They've been to 4 straight World Cups. They get to the knockout stages a lot. This is a team that they could face in the World Cup down the road. They are experienced. They are organized. They have some good players that you'll recognize. They don't have a bunch of young players coming through the ranks like the U.S., so there's going to be a big gap. Briel Embolo, who plays at Mönchengladbach, is the good young player that has broken into that squad. But other than that, it's the old guard, Granit Xhaka, Sheridan Shaqiri, Roma Freuler, Manuel Akanji from Dortmund's another one who's come up that's been very good. Haris Seferovic scoring the goals. This is going to be a strong, physical team that the U.S. is going to go up against. It's of all the games they have played in the last 8-9 months, this is the best opponent yet. They had Wales, Northern Ireland, Panama, Trinidad and Tobago, El Salvador. This is the best opponent. And this is a team that's going to put their best foot forward because they have an important stretch coming up afterwards. So for the U.S. team, 27-player roster for Greg Berhalter. Injuries and omissions are an issue for this game. Tyler Adams is the big one. He is going to be out for this one. He is headed to the United States for rehabilitation. He's going to miss the Nations League games as well, and that forces you to scramble in the midfield. I'm going to show you my projected starting 11 here shortly. This is a lot of depth is the big story for the U.S. and how they can fill the gaps. They have depth. They don't have a ton of depth in certain positions. I think the midfield is as talented as it is. If they drop another player or two, then you're going to get down to an untested person in that squad. Or you're going to have to maybe move someone who's a forward a little bit further back. But the Tyler Adams being out means Yunus Musa will be locking it down in the back of the midfield as the traditional number 6. Weston McKennie is healthy, and we're going to see some MLS players. 6 players on this roster for Major League Soccer. And I know MLS is, dirty word. Get over it. And for the record, this squad is MLS. Major League Soccer has taken a big part in developing this team. 5 FC Dallas Academy players are on this 27-man roster. Reggie Cannon, Justin Che, Weston McKennie, Kellen Acosta, Josh Reynolds. It's 5 guys. Fantastic that these are guys that were discovered in the U.S. and went through the program and now are playing all in Europe in all different locations and many for very top clubs. Che was a bit of a surprise as he was called in. The teenagers playing for the Bayern lower reserve squad, but they are very fond of him. He's on a loan. Maybe they're trying to get him. He's going to be one of the new players in the squad. Matthew Hoppe, who we've talked about here from Schalke 04. He scored a goal there in that the penultimate round in Germany, so he's in there too. And David Ochoa, the goalkeeper. And Greg Berhalter talked about the goalkeepers. No Matt Turner, which I was a little disappointed. Him not being here tells me that he is not going to feature. So this is really Zach Steffen's team. I think that's abundantly clear, and that's fine. You just want to see Zach get some games. I want to see him play on a regular basis next season. Can't be the backup with Manchester City. But David Ochoa is a very good young keeper. This is a guy that Greg Berhalter said he did well in the Olympic qualifying. He had that bad play in the game against Honduras, which saw them miss out on Olympic qualifying. I'm not bitter. I'm not Olympics. This is the important stuff. Olympics. To me, we shouldn't. Clearly, U.S. Soccer didn't make a big deal out of it, and we shouldn't have. It's nice to be in it, and we should be in it, but I'm not losing sleep. So David Ochoa might get the start here for the U.S. because, as Greg Berhalter said, he wants to get young keepers in here, and he is one of them. So those are the new guys in. Tyler Adams isn't going to make it for injuries. There's some other injury issues around the squad as well. And then you have 2 players that are going to be kept busy ahead of the Switzerland game. One day earlier, Chelsea's playing Manchester City in the Champions League final. We are expecting Christian Pulisic to start, and Zach Steffen's the backup goalkeeper for Manchester City. So they will join the team ahead of the Nations League game, and it's important we see Christian Pulisic and Zach Steffen in the 11 because they're going to be featured guys, and they're going to be instrumental in getting this team to the targets that they are going to reach for the rest of the year. So they won't be there. So you're going to see some other guys get a good opportunity here in that starting 11. But those guys will eventually make it through there. Young players will get that opportunity. And actually, let's bring in my 11. Now, I couldn't put it up there, so here we go. You see there? Okay. I had it. There's my lineup card. So I like Ochoa as the goalie. The Ethan Horvath is the other option, but I think if you're bringing a young keeper and you want to get younger, get Ochoa in there. Back 4, Serginho Dest at left back. He could play at right back. John Brooks, Matt Miazga. Aaron Long is another injury, long-term injury, and I think that really opens the door for Miazga to get the spot here. Chris Richards of Hoffenheim/Bayern Munich, also picking up an injury and healing himself. I don't think Greg Berhalter wants to thrust him into the deep end of the pool. So really, Miazga, this could be the partnership for now. I think Richards is the long-term candidate there alongside John Brooks. Reggie Cannon over there on right back. 3-man midfield. We said about Musa in the back, playing that 6 role. Weston McKennie, the 8 role. And Jackson Yueill, one of those 6 MLS players. After these guys, it's MLS players that would fill the void. Sebastian Lletget is one of them. Kellen Acosta is another. They would be next in line to get into that midfield if anything happens with that trio. In the attack, Brendan Aronson, who could play as a midfielder, he goes into the Pulisic role. Not a bad apprentice right there. Brendan Aronson, I think, could be a featured player at some point here. And with Christian Pulisic and the injury issues, he's got to be ready to go. So this is a real good 1A, if you will. Daryl Dike could have missed this game if Barnsley had advanced in the championship playoffs. They were knocked out. I saw both legs. It wasn't pretty. He didn't score a goal, but I've seen enough from Daryl Dike to say that he should be in the Premier League next season, and he should be the number 9 for the U.S. at some point. Has all the physical tools, has the work ethic, and he's just getting started. So Daryl Dike I'd like to see start, and Gio Reyna alongside him. That's a pretty good 11. That's a pretty solid 11. There are some options. Dike, I think, is good because of the Swiss physical nature. You get him in there. Still a squad that's in diapers, but you have the experience there. I think this is going to be pretty close. This is not rocket science. You can see the guys that Greg Berhalter has put into the responsible roles, and the other guys he's going to bring along a little bit slowly. So there you go. May 30th, USA, Switzerland, and then Pandora's box. It's all open. Game after game. The Gold Cup, the World Cup qualifying after that. It's going to be a fantastic run. And there you see what the U.S. can actually do. This is it. All that's been building up, it was for this moment. And now we can all watch, enjoy, and see this thing grow to when the U.S. are playing in the World Cup in 2022. The Soccer OG. Check out the Soccer OG podcast, and don't forget to subscribe.